It's Mari McInerney from Croaky, and we're at the Vic Health Promotion Awards in Melbourne at the moment, and I have here Lena-Jean Charles-Loffel from the Victorian Aboriginal Health Service here in Melbourne. Thank you very much for joining us. Would you be able to introduce yourself and your role at VARS?
Yeah, of course. So, like I said, my name's Lena-Jean Charles-Loffel. I'm a Yorta Yorta Gunai Kurnai woman, originally from Shepparton and Maribna, but living here in Melbourne and working at the Victorian Aboriginal Health Service as a health promotion team leader.
Fantastic. Now you're here because one of your programs, the Deadly Dan project, has been is listed as a finalist for the awards. What is Deadly Dan? So
Deadly Dan's our Aboriginal smoke-free superhero, and he flies all over the country to help our mob quit smoking and combat tobacco.
So what's different about Deadly Dan in terms of mainstream health messages? And I know there's been the Tackling Tobacco initiative in Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities. What makes it more apt for local community?
Well, I think it's, first of all, Deadly Dan's Aboriginal, so that's really cool, and then that he is culturally appropriate and place-based. So yeah, we use a lot of local resources around Aboriginal culture and history and put that into Deadly Dan's story and use that as a way to promote our messages.
Can you give an example of that? Because that's quite interesting, and it's also part of it's a double message, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just about tobacco. What sort of things do you put in there?
So, well, for example, Deadly Dan has a story, a book and a film, and it's called Deadly Dan at the League. So it's based at the Aboriginal Advancement League, which is in Thornbury, and the League holds a really high historic thing for Aboriginal people. It's got a lot of leadership and empowerment, and just so many historic things have happened there. So Deadly Dan, it just makes sense that he's based there, and it's a nice place for people to learn about the League and relate to as well and feel really connected and strong about it.
Now, it's aimed particularly at primary school kids. Why is the tobacco message important there? To stop them from being future smokers, or is there a wider role there?
I'd say it has a wider role. So we use Deadly Dan in primary schools, but also early learning year centres. So I think too, not just so that they never take up smoking, but also they become healthy lifestyle ambassadors as well, and they can go home into the families and empower their aunts, their mums, their dads to promote messages as well and adopt healthy lifestyles.
And what have been some of the lessons you've learned from it about what works, what doesn't work, what the future targets will be?
I think what works about Deadly Dan is, well, in terms of for the kids anyway, is that he's a superhero, so they do want to be like him. And I guess it's really interesting when you do go out in the community and people talk about Deadly Dan and who he is, and that message has kind of spread far and wide, and that kids are talking about what Deadly Dan does to their parents and stuff. So
if people want to tap into the program or the project, what do they do, and then how does Deadly Dan sort of turn up in their lives or in their schools or communities? Well,
first of all, especially in the Aboriginal community, Deadly Dan's everywhere. If there's an event, if there's a NAIDOC event or a sports carnival, Deadly Dan's always there, hanging out with the kids and having a yarn with the adults and stuff. Otherwise, we've also got an education suite for Deadly Dan that we launched this year, so that goes alongside our book and our film, and we've got lesson plans, so we've launched them into schools across the city of Darebin. And we're just in the completion of going out to schools and doing incursions with Deadly Dan, so taking him to schools and doing our lessons out there as well.
Fantastic, thank you very much.